Welcome. This is Terri Gillespie, and I am so excited. I was able to nail down a very busy author, Laurel Blount, and you're going to get to meet her. But first, I have to take care of a little bit of business, and that is make sure you like, comment, and share this video because it really makes a difference for authors to get their really good books out. And that's something that we want to do, especially for Laurel. So also, if you, when you're on your way down to liking and commenting, if you haven't already subscribed, please be sure to subscribe. And when that little dingy bell comes up, be sure and click that, and you won't ever miss any episodes of my upcoming shows. So that's the business. Now it's official. Welcome, Laurel.
Hi, Terri. I'm so excited to be here talking about books and writing, which are one of my favorite things in the world to do. And y'all, you be sure if you love books and writing as much as I do, be sure to subscribe to Terry's channel because she has always got something interesting going on here. And I love watching all her interviews and getting some books to add to my TBR pile.
Nope. Thank you. I'll pay you later. Thank you.
Checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail. Yes. Well, I thought I would give, if you haven't seen the review and the pre-review videos, which you'll have to do that, let me tell you a little bit about Miss Laurel. She is an award-winning author who writes inspirational romances full of grit and grace. I love that. With characters who'll walk right off the page and into your heart. She lives on a farm in Georgia with her husband, their 4 fabulous kids, and an assortment of ridiculously spoiled animals. She is an enthusiastic multitasker, and Laura writes for both Berkeley Penguin Random House and Love Inspired Harlequin, which off camera, I'm going to be talking with her about that. She's the recipient of the ACFW's Carol Award. Yay! It's beautiful.
I love it.
The New England Reader's Choice Award, the GRW. What is GRW?
Georgia Romance Writers.
There you go. Maggie Award. She's represented by Jessica Alvarez of Bookends Literary Agency. Shelter in the Storm is Laurel's 5th book, and 6 more stories are in the works, so stay tuned. Strength in the Storm, which is book 2 of the John's Mill Amish series. That's a mouthful.
It is, isn't it?
It really is.
John's Mill Amish.
John's Mill Amish. Okay. That is book 2 to this book 1, and it's up for pre-order now, but it releases in February, and all those important links are going to be down below. Also, Lost and Found Faith, this book kicks off a new love-inspired series for Laurel, and it's all set in the North Georgia mountains, and that releases August 24th, which is my husband's and my anniversary.
Oh, how cool is that?
47 years.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. So Laurel loves to connect with her reading friends on Facebook, Instagram, BookBub, Goodreads, and via her website, www.laurelblountbooks.com. So any other way that folks can keep in touch with you?
Well, my favorite way to keep in touch with people is my newsletter, and you can sign up for that at the website. I love my newsletter people, and I try to treat them well and give them lots of goodies. They are always the first to know anything that I have to share. They see the covers first, they get excerpts, they know about all my book news first. I also generally share some recipes, some tried and true family recipes with every monthly newsletter. And I do a lot of newsletter exclusive giveaways. My
Ooh.
own books, but also my writer friends' books. Like in this past newsletter, Tina Radcliffe was giving away copies of her Hearts of Oklahoma series, the first three books of that. And my critique partner, Amy Grachowski, was giving away her debut Amish novel, Forever Home. And so I'm always got something going on. And I pull my launch team members from my newsletter subscribers. So if people enjoy being on launch teams, that's the venue that you can use to get on one of mine. So I love my newsletter people. Always glad to have more folks signing up for that.
That's great. It sounds like you have a real community with your newsletter people.
We do. They're some of the most fabulous people I have met, and I can't believe that some of them I haven't seen in person yet. And we feel like we know each other. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know. I remember the first time somebody signed up for my newsletter and I didn't know who they were. And it was like, and by the way, all those important links and where you can sign up for Laurel's little community, those are in that description section down below. And also her social media links as well, and where to buy her books. So if you haven't had a chance to read the August Author Highlights blog that I wrote, it has a lot of really good information about Laurel. And that link is also down below. And I have to say, Laurel, your writing is just beautiful. And as I mentioned in the review video, I had to reread lines just to savor the wonderful turn of phrase that you use or a descriptive moment. So you're so welcome. So it took me a little longer to read because I kept rereading it. And I was at a homeschool conference over the weekend, and I just kept showing my friend, oh, you got to read this line. This line, isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? So I thought it would
That's a
be,
high compliment.
aw. Well, it is sincere because I drove her nuts. So, but I thought it would be nice for our viewers if you read an excerpt of Shelter in the
Sure.
Storm.
I would love to. We'll start with chapter 1. I'll read a little bit from the very beginning.
Excellent.
There would be no more gentle days. Joseph Hochstetler knew it the minute he stepped out of his parents' Tennessee farmhouse into the pre-dawn darkness. December had been showing on Mam's kitchen calendar for almost a week, but today was the first time he'd felt the bite of winter. And at 26, he'd spent enough seasons working outside to sense that this sullen chill had hunkered down to stay. His mind on the weather, Joseph walked halfway across the side yard before he realized his mistake. Before him lay the stone dairy, his automatic destination every morning up until about a month ago. He stood for a few heartbeats, studying the silent building that until recently had loomed so large in all their lives. For 6 generations, the habits of the Hochstetler men had been regulated by the unyielding discipline of twice daily milkings. Dairy farming was regarded as one of the hardest ways for Amish men to earn a living, but that had never mattered to the Hochstetlers. They'd never been afraid of hard work.
Mm, beautiful. That first line,
Oh,
is so beautiful.
and so it tells what's coming in a way.
It does.
It sort
Yeah,
of sets the tone there, doesn't
it
it?
does. It does. At first you think, oh, it's just because they don't have the dairy anymore, but
Right.
it's going to get
Not
better.
hardly. Yeah.
So the author highlight blog interview has a lot of really good information. It has some background information about the story. But I always like to have a fun on these video interviews. So one of the questions I posed was, what is your superpower, or what do you wish your superpower was? And how about sharing that with our viewers?
Sure. Well, superpowers. Wouldn't it be nice to have superpowers? I tell you, I'd like to have a few of them. So it's hard to pick one. But I think after thinking it over, I think if I could have any superpower, I would pick like a day stretching superpower where I could take a day and just put more hours in it and get more interesting things done. You know, they have that saying that they say time is money. And I think that time and money have a lot in common because most of us only have a certain amount of money and we definitely only have a certain amount of time. And we have to invest these things, you know, really wisely and put a lot of thought into how we spend these things. And we have all fantasized, I know, about what we would do if we had a windfall of money, if we suddenly just had money to burn, what would we buy? And I'm that way with time. You know, if I had all the time I want to have, what would I do? I'm interested in so many different things, and I love writing and reading, and I love traveling, and I love spending time with precious people. I love baking and farming and homeschooling and so many other things, and there just aren't enough hours in my day to suit me. I would love to have more time to explore these things and learn all kinds of new skills. So if I could do anything, I would stretch my day so that I could enjoy some more of these wonderful things.
Yeah, preach it. Preach it. It's time manipulation. There's actually a website on
Woo!
Superpowers.
It's a
And
thing.
yeah, and time manipulation falls under the heading of chronoprohibirus.
Okay.
So
I don't think I
yeah,
could pronounce that, but yeah, that's what I want right there.
yeah, yeah. Well, you believe me, you make really good use of your time to be able to put out 2 to 3 books a year. My goodness. So, speaking of books, Laurel has generously offered an autographed copy of Shelter in the Storm. And the way that you can receive one of these books is by doing just simply commenting, but you can increase your chances and increase the number of entries for this book by liking this video and commenting at the same time. Apparently, YouTube changed their algorithms, and if you don't comment, I can't tell if you liked. So be sure you comment, even if it's just, "Hey, Laurel," that'll work. The next is if you share this video with your family and friends and on various social media sites, that's another entry. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you actually get 2 entries. And then if you head on over to the blog and you make a comment there, that's another entry. And if you subscribe to my newsletter, then that's another entry. And so that's a total of 6 entries in this it's not a competition, is it? It's just a contest, right?
Contest. That's right.
Yeah, okay. So, and by the way, if you're already a subscriber to either the newsletter or to the YouTube channel, you still get credit. You still get those extra entries. And right now, unfortunately, the entries can only be from the contiguous US that are eligible. So sorry about that. So, Laurel, do you have any final words for our viewers?
Guess what? How much fun this is, and what a great opportunity. I love this. This is such a great thing you're doing, and I love the opportunity to connect with other, with writers, to learn more about other authors, to find out about great books, and to hear, stories behind the stories. And I think this is just a fun thing to do. I'm so glad that you're doing this, and I'm very
Ah,
honored that you asked me to be a part of it. Thank you.
oh, well,
I've
I'm
just had a
honored.
good time.
Well, good. I'm honored that you participated. And especially as busy as you are, and you haven't quite figured out how to stretch the day yet.
Not yet. If I do, I'll let you know.
Okay. So thank you so much for watching this 8th episode of Author Highlights with Terri. And just a reminder, in the description center, all those links to Laurel's social media, her website, how to buy her books, and then also my social media and all that other good stuff. So next month, the Author Highlight blog and YouTube interview will feature award-winning author Emily Jeffries, and she's in our chapter 2. Have you met
I
her?
don't know. I don't think so. That'll be exciting.
Yeah, she's a young mother, just cool lady. So thanks again, everyone, for stopping by. And thanks, Laurel, for participating.
That was
And
my
just,
pleasure.
so I just want to say God bless and keep
Keep reading.
reading.